Tom Noonan here. Going to talk about my viewer's guide for the film Gods and Generals, which came out in 2003 and is based off the novel Gods and Generals, written by Jeffrey Shera, which is convenient because his father, Michael Shera, wrote Killer Angels about the Battle of Gettysburg. Gods and Generals is a prequel to Killer Angels because it revolves around the beginning stages of the war, including three major battles of Bull Run, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville. We didn't really go over anything about Bull Run in the course, but as we know, Fredericksburg is where Inman got injured in Cold Mountain. Chancellorsville is the main battle for Red Badge of Courage. So it's cool that all these battles tie into each other throughout the course. The film centers around the lives of two commanders, one General Thomas Stonewall Jackson of the Confederate Army, and then Captain Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain of the Union Army, the 20th Maine Regiment. First talking about Stonewall Jackson, like the way the movie portrays this guy, he's a very pious, very God-fearing man, and his main allegiance is to Virginia, and that's why he was so adamant about going to war with the Union, because him and General Lee kind of declared that their first allegiance is to their state, the state of Virginia, and then to the Union, and whichever way Virginia was going to go as far as succession, those two were going to follow. Even though General Robert E. Lee is in this film, he kind of takes a back seat towards Stonewall Jackson. I mean, this guy, just the way he rallies his troops and his motivating speeches and everything, and the way that he's at the front lines of all these battles, it really shows, how effective of a leader he was. And the film kind of has a bias towards the South because we mostly get a view of the Virginia military. But like I mentioned before, Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain is also one of the key figures in this film. And at first he's a Maine college professor, and then he kind of just feels it's his obligation to go to war, and so he ends up being second in command of the 20th Maine Regiment. And to go along with the bias of the film, the Maine Regiment at the beginning of the war, it was so dismembered, and they had no leadership and no skills, no lack of direction really. Which led to the crushing defeats that they suffered at Bull Run, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville. The film, it doesn't really go into details outside of the battles. It mainly sticks with the death and destruction and decay that these battles ensued, which was crazy. If you want to watch a film about war and about death and destruction and killing, this is what you need to watch, especially about the Civil War, because it's about the beginning of the Civil War. We watched Gone with the Wind. They didn't even have any battle scenes in Gone with the Wind. Like, what the heck was that all about? It was a love story. You want to watch a love story, watch Gone with the Wind. You want to watch something about war, you watch Gods and Generals. I mean, Birth of a Nation, that was like a 3-hour-long bad racist joke, pretty much. I mean, yeah, it has to do with the Civil War and with Reconstruction and with the liberation of black slaves and everything. But I mean, you want to watch war movie, a true war movie, you watch Gods and Generals. Yeah.